Team France defeated in a gritty 1-0 win over Paraguay. Welcome to Sports News Flash at 12. I am Miguel Mike Medina. It is July 5th, Sunday, July 5th. And listen, 4th of July has always been special to me. One of the things that I don't like about 4th of July is the amount of fireworks overnight. And my sleeping night, it was there, but this is when you're living in New York, especially, let's say Upper Manhattan, the level of disrespect while people are sleeping is through the roof. But anyways, but I'm wide awake and I'm here to provide you with some news. So France, they defeated Paraguay 1-0 on Saturday afternoon in Philadelphia. The crowd was into it. This World Cup has just been amazing. So after celebrating the win that put France in the quarterfinals, the France star player Kylian Mbappe, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, he sent a message to other teams left at the World Cup saying his side can get its hands dirty and adjust to ugly tactics. And this is what he said, and I quote, "We knew what kind of match we were going to have. We can also get our hands dirty. We know how to do it. We know how to play ugly football. Guess they were thinking we were going to show up in tuxedos, but we were ready." And France was ready, and this was a game where the heat was extraordinary hot, but I give athletes a lot of credit, the fans a lot of credit for making the effort to go and see this game and be just 100% full energy with this level of heat wave. This entire week, the heat wave has been no joke. So you gotta drink a lot of cold water or Gatorade, anything that it's cold and fresh. You gotta drink, so the body can stay active. But their star player, he's 27 years old. He's had 7 goals in this World Cup so far, and he's tied with Lionel Messi in that regard. And just one behind and he just one behind in terms of World Cup matches. So, the competition is getting better, and it's always get interesting, as when there's teams left remaining in the World Cup, the level of trash talk of intensity increases. So we're getting there, and this is just an example of it. It doesn't come as a surprise because the Dodgers, they're a juggernaut team, and 4 players will be heading to the Midsummer Classic. The first one is Shohei Ohtani, which was a no-brainer. Then it's Freddie Freeman, my favorite first baseman in baseball. Andy Pages, good job. He has been terrific. And Max Muncy, who I've always respected. He is clutch. He is a gamer. He doesn't get the amount of notoriety compared to Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Shohei Ohtani. But Max Muncy, he will forever be a Dodgers legend by the time he hangs up the cleats. And he has been a beloved figure in La La Land. And to wrap up Sports News Flash at 12, here's an interview that I did with someone that I've known for 3-4 years now. I respect his intelligence, his knowledge when it comes to hockey, and it's always great to have a conversation with him. And here it is, the conversation that I had with this gentleman. Hope you guys enjoy this interview, and just enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to present to you Mr. Jim Biringer. Jim, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mike. How we doing?
We're doing great, man. Summertime is here. Blessed, grateful, productive, and Independence Day weekend here. So God bless America.
That's it. You gotta say it. God bless America. Happy also belated Canada Day to everybody who sees this. It was July 1st, those north of the border. Happy Canada Day. I got some friends up there, so and I feel like I'm an honorary Canadian at times. So a couple holidays is nice to have.
Yeah, and and hockey is your number one sport, so a lot of Canadians, are hockey fans, and a lot of players are from Canada there. So, but I want to start from there. How did hockey become your favorite sport? What is it about it? And also, what made you want to work in sports?
Yeah, so I just loved hockey like growing up as a kid. I just loved watching the game. And, I was just attracted to it. I just loved watching it, playing it, and that's something I wanted to do, put skates on and play. And I just felt like there was opportunity there for me to take my passion that I had for playing, always learning about the game, being around the game, reffing, just taking all areas of the game and bring it into you know, being a writer, and that's what I was good at. I could talk, I can write about things that I like and I have passion about. And there was opportunities to start doing it, like blogging and stuff. I took it, and then my work got recognized, and then you get other opportunities. And you know, I never like to say no to, even if you feel like you never have time off from the job. It's okay because you get recognized along the way, and I just took it like just this little stuff that I just my friends and I would always talk about sports, and I was like, okay, well, I'm really good at this. And when COVID came, I just took it to the next level, and here we are, 2026, and member of the Professional Hockey Writers Association, get to vote on NHL awards on major you know networks and stuff. Yeah, I just blessed every day that I get to do this.
I've known you for about 3, 4 years now. We've worked and collaborated on so many hockey content, especially during the postseason. Now I see that you're traveling, especially for the postseason. What was that moment like when you got the email, or they where you got the email say, um, travel here and there, to cover the event, and how was that process like?
Yeah, that's you put in for that stuff. Feels like takes a while to do it, but then when you get connected with the right people, you get that email that said, "Hey, you're going to a cup final. You're going to this event." Once you get in the network and they see your work and see what your worth is, they kind of just don't say no because they know what you can do and what you bring to the game. And I've heard from a lot of people inside the National Hockey League and other places that really love my work. And when you break stories and you get the inside news and you talk to sources and you connect and network and get the right people on, things sky's the limit. And I mean, I just blessed, when I got it, I was like, yeah, I'm so happy. And now it's just like part of it. But every year when you see the email come through, it's just like, all right, yeah, you're doing this. You're doing this for real. This is what you do. You go on a road, you go to Montreal, you go wherever, all the big events, wherever the Winter Classic is, Stadium Series, get to do Four Nations. The best is the Stanley Cup final because especially if it's on the East Coast and the East Coast team gets to start, you get to go through media day, you get to talk to the players, just being around the players, going through the grind. It's the best, and every year you thank God you get to do it, and I'm blessed that I can do it. And the emails are the best. You just say, you put your thing in, you let people know, and then get that approval, and you're ready to go. So it's really fun.
I think the moment that will hit you hard is if you get to go to Stanley Cup Finals to cover your Devils. That would be the ultimate Grand Slam, I would say.
Yeah,
And speaking of the Devils, obviously we know, we can see it from your background that you're a lifelong Devils fan. I have two questions for you.
yeah.
The first one, what's your favorite Devils team? And number two, what do you make of them trading Jacob Markstrom now that he's going to the Panthers?
All right, so my favorite Devils team, I mean, there's so many because, obviously the first team that went to the playoffs in '88, they, that was, there was a lot of hard years when they first came over to New Jersey, but you see how they made a nice run to the Wales Conference Final, which is the Eastern Conference Final. '95 is always special because that's the first cup, '94 with the heartbreak. I'm not getting into that. Everybody can see the video. I'm not a fan of it, but hey, it happens. You know, 2000 is probably really fun because just the games. I mean, you know, it's a controversial take, and I know some people may disagree, but you know, that '01 Devils team was better than the team that won in 2000. They were just so much better, and they lost to Colorado in Game 7, which you can't hate on it. Went to Game 7, it was two, you just came up short. But if I had to pick a team, like '03 was fun, like those Stevens teams, like 2012 was good. A lot of fun teams, but I think 2000 for me, just because that group came together, Larry Robinson, the coaching changes, the guys they brought in, McGillney, Gomez, the young blood. Like 95 special because it's the first one, got to see it, home ice, you know, the sweep of the Red Wings. But that 2000 team, that was like, it was put up or shut up time for that team, and they were able to get across the finish line. Yeah, they needed a kick in the pants, but they got it from Larry Robinson in the conference final that year, and then they never looked back. And they had a great series with Dallas. Like, I mean, it was outside of game one, every other game was outstanding. Like, first game was just blowout. But like, yeah, Jacob Markstrom going to Florida. Now the thing is like Florida, and I put a story out. You know, Florida was trying to negotiate with Sergei Bobrovsky, but the negotiations were contentious. And look, it's a business, right? Hockey's a business, like anything else in life. Probably wanted to spread the dollars over the years. You know, I reported 4 times 6. They ended up going to 3 times 7, but at the end it was just too late because he knew he was going to free agency. They wanted to go. The actual deal they wanted was a 2 times 6, which was Markstrom's deal. They get Markstrom's from New Jersey. I think the Devils, Sonny Meta coming in, new general manager, wants just to put his handprint on this team. How to get rid of some bad contracts. I'm not saying Markstrom's contract was bad, but I think new direction. Florida comes calling. He gets a guy like Evan Rodriguez. I think just a fresh start behind a better defensive team. It's going to help Markstrom. Florida needed some goaltending. Bobrovsky just wasn't going to be coming back, and now Markey's there. And I wish him nothing but the best. And I think that's going to be a good value contract for them. Great team in front of them, and they're going to be able to help them.
For how long you've been writing? For how many years consistently have you been writing in sports? And how would you describe your writing style?
I mean, probably 10 years, 10 years, I think, maybe a little longer. Um, my writing style is just me. I mean, it's some of it is how I would talk on a podcast. Some of it is just change words around. You know, it's different if you're writing a recap. It's different if you're trying to tell a story or get inside piece together when you research everything. You just put the words together, see how it flows, and then you go edit it. I think it's my own style. I have a lot of influences from guys that help me write and to different directions, but I just make it my own, make it easy for the reader, and that's how I like to write. I'm gonna explain it to you, but I'm not gonna. I'll give you a little like if there's a background piece to it, I'll throw it in there, but I'm not gonna make it overcomplicated where you stop reading the article.
Full Press Hockey YouTube channel. You constantly let people know what's going on in the hockey world. For the audience who don't know much about Full Press Hockey, tell us, are you the creator, the founder of Full Press Hockey? Do you came up with that name? Or was it a partnership between you and someone else?
Yeah, so I took over that. Somebody just couldn't do it, but I wasn't the one that came up with it, but I kept it. I asked to see if I could take it over because, just some things that, you know, we're just gonna keep private, but was I was building the name. We were building a name that was in the National Hockey League, and I felt like starting from scratch would not be the best idea, just because it's hard to get back into the club. I mean, you can do it once they know you, it's fine. But I just felt like this name's growing. People recognize it. I've been recognized for my work with this. It would be tough to make that very tough. So I didn't come up with it, but I like it, and I wanted to keep it. So here we are. It's again we got a new video up today talking about Alex Ovechkin returning to National Hockey League 22nd season. Again, we were on top of this thing from the start. I had on people, a bunch of people in Washington. doing work on. I didn't believe my work. I always stand by my work. I had this gut feeling, and from the people I talked with, I always knew he was coming back. A lot of people say, I don't know. I'm like, he just wants to see what the Washington Capitals are going to do before he makes a decision. They knew he was coming back, kept it hush hush, and here we are. We got a new video talking about free agency. Ovechkin's up there. Ted Starkey's back on. So it's a nice little weekend recap of free agency, Ovechkin, everything for everybody as the hockey season and the off season is here in the National Hockey League.
So for us who are tuning in, watching this interview, did you study sports in school? Do you for a sports administration or was it something else?
So I had an undergraduate in economics and history, so obviously I can research and do things together. I have a graduate in sports administration, but I never studied journalism. I just did it. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. It's like I can do it. Like this isn't hard. I can put words together. So I see people who are out there that put stuff together, and I'm like, all right, this is okay. I can make it better, and I know I can make it better, and I'm being recognized for that, being on like Sirius XM and TSN and all these other affiliates. And yeah, no, I didn't study. I mean, the writing from English, writing in history papers, doing all that, yeah, that's easy, but you have to change your style too. So that's what I did, and I made it work for me.
Do you see yourself in a president role or a higher leadership role with full press hockey or like what's the future? What's your do you have like a business model in mind that you want to share?
I just want to take it to the next level, just keep growing it, and be better every day. I think the best idea is just to get brand recognition somewhere, maybe get a pickup somewhere, like, a big like network someplace that would be ideal off YouTube, and we could just post it up there and do like TV and stuff like that, or, just be recognized constantly throughout the sports world because I've done some college football stuff as well, and I've done some games there, and they recognize my work. And again, I'm blessed for the opportunities that I get from people that say, "Hey, we need you on. We know you. You have great takes. You're not afraid about your opinions." I've started doing some scouting for hockey and stuff. So, we'll see where that road goes because I love scouting players and giving my opinions on that. So you never know where the road's going to take you. But for now, I just want to take my work to the next level each day and make it better and try to just grow myself because that's the person I'm in competition with. Like everybody's like, oh, they send me all this other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not reading it. They can do their own thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm not going to. Because So that's the end goal is to have a seat at the table on the big NHL network or ESPN somewhere, showing my knowledge off using, by the way, no notes, all up here. Most of the time, it's just bullet points. But I have a topic. I could do it off the top of my head. I don't have cliff notes or anything in front of me outside of stats. I can do it off the top of my head because that's how passionate I am about the game.
Great stuff. Thank you for sharing that, Jim. So we're gonna play a game now. So you ready?
Yeah,
Favorite cold beverage?
yo, Gatorade.
Which flavor?
Lemon lime, only one flavor for me. Lemon lime's the way to go.
Aside from the Devils, favorite hockey jersey?
Canadians, Montreal. I like the Habs jersey though, but if I'm gonna go retro, I think I'm probably going Hartford Whalers.
Nice, nice. Good option. Best Stanley Cup final series that you've seen?
Been a lot of them. There's been a lot of good ones. I mean, there's someone in the '80s, Flyers and Oilers had a good one. I mean, recently, Devils Colorado one was really good. This one this past year was actually really good. Florida, Edmonton 24 was really good. Boston,
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis 2019 was really good. Been a lot of good ones. I think I'm gonna go. Might be biased here, but I think Florida, Edmonton 2024. The way the Oilers rallied from 3-0 down to force game seven and then just lose in such heartbreaking fashion. I thought that was a fun series. I thought the counterbalance, but like I said, 0-1, that one to me is probably one of the better Stanley Cup finals I saw between the two of the best teams play. Boston and Chicago in 2013 was really good too. Six tight games. Those were really good games. Well, there's been some duds along the way, but I feel like you can't go wrong with some of the options I picked.
Name one skill set that you want to improve.
Ooh, but I just, not be reaction. Like I'm really starting to get really good at this online. You see people talk, mention you on Twitter and all. You try not to be reactionary. Just let it just ignore all the stuff because when you get be a top dog, you start making your way up. Everybody like the internet trolls just want to like bring you down to their level. So I'm just trying to learn not to be as reactionary on social media because there's no need to get upset over this stuff because they're not in your league.
So you would say less emotional.
Yeah, less emotional. I mean, look, when you're a player, I think when you're a player, you've played hockey, you're around sports, you have emotion. Emotion is part of the game, but you have to learn how to control your emotions the right way and harness them. Um, and, again, every day you got to improve on something. So that's what I look at.
Favorite late night snack.
I'm not much of a snack muncher anymore late night. Try to stay in shape. But if I had to, I'd probably go to Reese's peanut butter cups, to be honest. Those are deadly.
Name me a hockey player. Well, no, 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 not just one. Name me three hockey players that's currently active playing in the NHL that you would like to spend a full day with.
Ooh, okay. That's really good. Yeah, because you've seen guys at media days, so like, try not to take away from the teams like players I hang out with, but like, um, and sometimes it's just not even the top dogs, because like so, but like Lane Hudson, I mean that kid eats, sleeps hockey, like he just wants to get better every day. Like we're talking to him during the playoffs. This guy's like he goes out there when it's days off, and he just wants to be better. He's been on the ice in Montreal right now, and like him and Devinov are just out there all the time. Lane Hudson's one of them for me. Um, Probably, I think Nico Heischer, the Devils, just smooth guy, intelligent. Just want to hang with him, talk with him even more, learn about him. And I think AM34, Austin Matthews. I think that's a guy for me. I'd like to talk to a bit more. You get in these scrums, and it's hard to talk to him one on one, but I like to spend a day with him, just get to know him, what's going on, how's he thinking about things, things like that, because you don't really get that side of Austin Matthews. He keeps himself private, which is his right to do, but I always like to know what they're thinking.
What's the best and worst advice you've received so far?
Ooh, best advice is just find your voice, like find who you are. Don't change from your voice. Don't try to, don't try to, yeah, everybody tries to fit in, but stand out. Um, Keep your voice. Don't try to be with the sheep. Don't follow narratives, things like that. Like have your own voice and just stand on your reporting. Don't just because somebody else may say something else doesn't mean you have to go change it. If you believe in it, you stick with it and you stand by it. And that's what I've always learned. Worst piece of advice is, um, a lot of people say one person said to me, oh, why don't you change up your look or this and that? And I'm like, why? Like, this is who I am. This is how I got here. They're like, oh, why don't you do this and that? I'm like, I don't need to because this is not this is not how I do things. Like, you want to run the ship, you come in and join the party. But I'm not gonna change who I am because you think I should. No, I'm just gonna stay by true to myself. So yeah, I mean, like people try to say, oh, you should do this better or that better. I'm like, nah, I'll stay with me.
Final question, Jim. Where can we follow you and your work?
You can follow me at Full Press Hockey on YouTube, at Jim Biringer on Twitter, at Full Press NHL on Twitter, Full Press Media up on Substack, NHLRumors.com as well. Listen for me on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, TSN in Montreal, other affiliations as well. And that's the main spot to find me. Nightcap Recap also up on Instagram, and Nightcap Recap up on or Full Price Media up on YouTube as well. So there's some great work there. That's where you guys can follow along. I always put thing on my main account, so it's the best way.
All right, there you have it, folks. Jim Beringer. Jim, keep up doing the great work, man. Love what you do. And you said that you have a new video coming up for Full Press today, right?
It's out when everybody's watching this here. It's been out for a couple of days. We watched Ovechkin return the day after July 1st on July 2nd on the Thursday. It's the holiday weekend, obviously here in the States, but it's been out for a couple of days, so please go check it out.
And for how many content do you put out on Full Press every week?
I try to do at least two a week. Well, I did try to do at least more during the height of, the Stanley Cup final, the rumor season, the trade deadline. Try to pump out a little bit more, maybe two, three times during the playoffs. I was getting about three out a week because was watching a lot, just bringing in some insights, some rumors and stuff like that. Now I'm going to dial it back maybe once a week or, once every couple of weeks because there's not a lot of news going on. But during the season, consistently try to get one a week. If I can get two a week, that's even better.
All right. Thank you for sharing that, Jim. And Jim, keep up doing the great work. It is a pleasure to have known you for these years. Looking forward to many more collaborations. And hopefully I see you in the future in NHL Network or any other platform, to give your insights. And that's one thing I respect about you, that, you have your own voice. You give your own thoughts and opinions. So keep up the good work, man. And, never lose momentum. That's why I tell everybody, in any field that they're doing, never lose momentum. Don't worry about the likes, don't worry about the followers, don't worry about the money. All of that will come later on. Just focus on consistency and, just continue to learn.
Exactly. That's it. Couldn't said it better. Miguel is the best. I thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure to collaborate with you. Can't wait to do for more. Looking forward to it. It's always a pleasure to talk with you and to your audience. I love doing it and can't wait to be on again.
Thank you for watching Sports News Flash at 12. Enjoy your Sunday, folks. Continue to have fun and relax in this Independence Day weekend. May God bless America. Number 250. Always thankful and grateful to be part of this country. So be safe, everyone. Take care. And may God bless each and every one of you. Take care.